You already know what time it is. It's that official time. Where we take this worldwide. Let's go. Listen. So now it's time to turn it up. Surf the radio waves as we begin to burn it up. We all up in your area like landscape, definitely bringing you the pancakes. It's a mandate that you tune in. It's time to move out so we can move in and recognize that this is no illusion. I'm here to clear the air so that there is no confusion. It all started off in the book of Genesis when Jacob was wrestling with who he thought was his nemesis. And when the man saw he couldn't overpower him, he touched his hip but he really couldn't devour him. And from that point then we hear a name change, rearrange the game, so now we gotta change lanes. So I'm here to let you know it's time to listen to the Pancake and Powerslam show. Let's go! Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam show. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam show. Turn it up.
What is going on, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone. Look, I am here. We are live in living color. I'm gonna go back to my old intro. Indeed. That was one of my my old intros from back in the day. And then the other one is I would say the episode number. So episode 458, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Pancakes and Powerslam show. We are live and living color, getting funky like a monkey, if you will, baby. Yeah, that's what we do, baby. Yeah. So, man, look, I'm excited about another episode, man. Look, this is the 458th episode of this show. Can you believe that? It's crazy. And I got a bunch of trivia. Remember we used to do trivia, man? We'll do trivia tonight. I'll talk about Legends Night for a little bit. I'm gonna try to find my trivia. I got a big thing of trivia somewhere. Oh, I think it's in my my filing cabinet and it's locked. So I think that's all we got as far as trivia is concerned. I'll try to find it somewhere, but I do think it is in my filing cabinet. which is locked. So maybe we'll do trivia another time. All right, PNP Nation, how's it going? Let's see where we're at here. Lonzo's ready for another great episode of Pancakes and Powerslams, baby. Josh, what's up? Marissa, what's up? What's up, Christopher? Marissa can't wait for Goldberg and Drew at the Royal Rumble. I am not on that same boat, Marissa, and I'm a Goldberg mark. How many times have I interviewed Black Bart? Oh my gosh. Let me find out. Let's see. How many times have I interviewed Black Bart? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. So the first time was December 18th, 2018. And according to the Google, a lot. Quite a lot. Let's see. I had a live birthday celebration for him last January. His birthday was on January 30th, I believe. So, probably 7 times or so. Probably more than that. Let me find out. Let me look at all the pictures here. If I'm looking at all of the pictures, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I've done 2 on unscripted, so I think 7. Seven times, I think. Might be off a couple, 1 or 2 maybe, but according to Google, 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so 5 on PNP, and then 2 on unscripted, so 7 times. All right, let's see what we got. Ask Dr. Chris. Legends Night was so pointless. Most of them weren't legends. Some of the people booked didn't show up. I would have had the legends on Miz TV VIP Lounge. Yeah, I think that would have been good. Legends on VIP Lounge or Miz TV. Oh, that's a good idea. All right, so yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that we should. Evan's joining us, so have some ask Evan questions too. Have some questions ready for Evan. Legends Night was so pointless. Yeah, I agree. Legends Night was pointless. It was very pointless. I mean, I would say that there was. I mean, all of them are legends. You know, I guess I don't. I wouldn't. I would say some of them were legends. I would say our IRS was a legend. Mickey James is definitely a legend, although she's still around, but she's a legend. Booker T's definitely a legend, but he didn't even have a spot. He just came out at the end. Mark Henry's definitely a legend. Melina, no. Definitely not a legend. Tori Wilson, I wouldn't consider her a legend at all. She's a Hall of Famer, yes. And I would even say Melina should be in the Hall of Fame, but legend, that's a little dicey. It's a little dicey, yeah. Yeah, there was just a lot of people. I definitely don't know. They always bring the boogeyman back for some reason. I mean, no disrespect to the boogeyman. That gimmick is getting him a good buck, that's for sure. But I definitely wouldn't call him a legend. That's for sure. I definitely wouldn't call him a legend. And I'll tell you what is legendary is the Buckeyes. Let me tell you something. Everybody knows how much I'm a Buckeyes fan. Huge Ohio State fan. Born and raised and bred and still in the Buckeye State, Buckeye City, and Columbus, Ohio guy. And, there was a lot of adversary, last week against Clemson. We were 0-4 all time against Clemson. We had some kryptonite. We had kryptonite for some reason. There was something about Clemson that we just couldn't shake, ladies and gentlemen. We just couldn't shake Clemson. Dating back all the way to 1978, I think it was 78, when we lost the last year of Woody Hayes. Woody Hayes left in 79, I believe. And we lost to Clint. He got fired. And that was it. It was unfortunate. We lost by 1978 Gator Bowl. We lost by 2 points. And Clemson was 10-1 at the time, so they were pretty good anyways. They were 7th in the AP. We were 20th in the AP. It was the Gator Bowl. So Clemson was really good that year. They only won by 2, but Woody got fired. He got fired in 1978. I think he started 59 to 78. Yeah. And he got fired the next day after punching a Clemson player. He couldn't control his temper. So it's been dating ever since then. And then we lost, I think it was by 4 points. I think it was 2000. It was the year before the playoffs, I believe. And then I think we lost by 4. Again, I think that might have been Gator Sugar. But let me check and see. And then, of course, we got the shellac and 31-0. And then we lost the playoff game last year on an interception, or actually bad calls. It was a couple bad calls. The scoop and score would have technically, if they would have counted that scoop and score and we got the field goal from that, we would have won by 1 point. So it was terribly, people say, well, officiating could go both ways, but hogwash, absolute hogwash, because if we would have got the scoop and score, Clemson would have had to play from underneath. So we would have won by 7 points if that would have counted. Targeting, that was terrible. But you know what? Ohio State is the winningest team of all time. We have the best all-time record in college football history. The most number of weeks in the AP poll, the number one in NFL draft picks, number one Heisman winners, number 2 weeks in the AP, number 1, number 2 All-Americans, And number 2 all-time wins with Ohio State is the winningest team in college football history, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm trying to find out the series of our games, the actual scores. Because I know it was 31-0. I think the other one was 24-28, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay. So 78, and then 2013. That was the year before the playoffs. We lost 35-40 is what it was. Yep, 35-40. And 2016 is when we got stomped, absolutely stomped. And then last year we lost by 6 points. So very unfortunate. But, ladies and gentlemen, New Year's Day 2020, the dark cloud has been removed. The sun is now shining. The monkey is off of our back. The Ohio State Buckeyes put a shellacking on the Clemson Tigers. And the 4 times, 2 of them was very close. Last year was super close. The 4 times that we just couldn't do it. Actually, 3 of them were close. One we lost by 2, one we lost by 5, and one we lost by 6. The other one was a shutout, and that was terrible. But 3 out of the 4 times within a touchdown, so close, no cigar, but we won, and we won with the statement. And we say, you know what? We're so sick of Clemson being just that ugly, sore, nasty, just, sore on her lip or something crazy. We're tired of it. And we won with a statement. And it felt so good beating up on Clemson like that. It was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I love every minute of it. It was so awesome. I thought it was so awesome. I love Ohio State. Ohio State football. I love them. They love me. And it was such a beautiful game. It was such a beautiful game. It was awesome. I loved it. So I'm barely going to watch Raw. I got to watch Raw for my job. I get paid to watch Raw. So it's going to be very difficult watching Raw. I'm going to have most of Raw on mute or very, very low because I'll be watching the national championship. Oh, I have 2 screens here in my kind of control center desk portion of my office and studio. And so I'm going to be watching Ohio State football on one end, and I'm going to be watching Raw on the other end. I'm going to be watching the national championship game much more. I'm going to intentionally. I'm going to watch it much more intentionally than I am Raw. That's for sure. So Vince Russo is going to be doing most. I'm going to have Vince Russo do most of the leading when it comes to Raw, because I'm going to be paying attention. I'm going to have my beady eyes locked on the eyes of Ohio State versus Alabama. So, and Alabama, we don't have we don't have some kryptonite against Alabama because we beat up on them. Yes, we only won. Yes, the score was only 7 points. A few years back, we won the national championship in 2015, but we controlled that whole game. So, that feels good talking about Ohio State, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so what else we got? Good evening, Dr. Chris. You're the man. You are the man as well, Alonzo. What's up, Aaron? What's up, Paul? Vince, yeah, it's always fun hanging out with Vince Russo. Vince Russo talking about Raw. Vince Russo and I talking about Raw grossly supersedes watching Raw. You know, I get the super pleasure and blessing to watch Raw as a paid journalist, podcaster. So that's a huge blessing. And talking about it with Vince Russo totally supersedes the boredom and misery I have as a wrestling fan watching Raw. Here we go. So I answered this, Chris. I'm going to be watching them simultaneously. I'm going to have one screen. I have two screens. I'm going to have one screen, the Raw, and I'm going to be much more focused on the national championship game. Go Buckeyes. My dude Dez, he had a bunch of angry faces. It's okay. Listen, Dez, listen, man. Listen, let me tell you something. Dez. This is my brother, man. This is my brother in Christ. Awesome guy. Dez is the man. Awesome apologist. Michigan fan, though. It's awesome to be in apologetics and love professional wrestling. We both share that. But the guy's a Michigan fan. I know, because he's in Michigan, and I understand he lives in Michigan. I know he did at least. But look, I get it, man. You're in Michigan, or you're from Michigan. Be a Michigan fan. I'm not hating on you on that. But listen, it's okay. We totally embrace you. We totally embrace you. We totally do it. We totally embrace you. And it's totally okay. Look, you're welcome to the fold. Everyone's invited. It's like salvation. Everyone's invited, ladies and gentlemen. You have my full embrace to become a Buckeye fan. But because sans John Cooper, Michigan continues to lose against Ohio State. If you think about it, ever since 1959 is when Woody took over. You have Woody Hayes winning record against Ohio State. Earl Bruce, after Woody Hayes, winning record against Ohio State. John Cooper, 13 years, forget about it. That was terrible. After John Cooper, Jim Trussell. Trussell only lost one time in 10 years against Ohio State. Do you understand that? One time in 10 years. He only lost one time in 10 years. 9-1 against Michigan. Urban Meyer takes over after Jim Trussell. Ladies and gentlemen, 7-0 against Michigan. Michigan is not going to beat Ohio State when Urban Meyer was there, because he was 7-0 against Michigan. Ryan Day last year, his first year, guess what? He beats Michigan. Luke Fickell in 2011. You get your little win. It's okay. You get your little win against Luke Fickell, who was his first time being a head coach. And so you can have your, if you want to brag about a 2011 win against a first-year coach, Luke Fickell, you could have that. But the last time you beat Ohio State was 2011, ladies and gentlemen. You haven't beaten Ohio State in 10 years. There's your Ty Dillinger. 10. There you go. Ty Dillinger, ladies and gentlemen. You haven't beat Ohio State in 10 years. And it's not a rivalry anymore. It never really was over the past 100 years, except for John Cooper. And then Woody and Bo would have some, they would have some trade-offs. And Earl Bruce won 5 out of 9. So there was some trade-offs there. But over the past, since Trussell, you've won 4 times in 20 years. So, hasn't been a rivalry in 20 years, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, without further ado, man, let me bring in my guy. Let me bring in my guy after a 2.5-year absence, ladies and gentlemen. it's been way too long, but this guy is super busy, man. I get it. He had some job commitments and some family commitments, but he is back and better than ever. His name, ladies and gentlemen, his name is Evan Tech Proud. How are you tonight, sir?
What's going on, man? Happy New Year.
Happy
Did
New
I
Year.
just hear Ohio State
That's right.
and Michigan, the Buckeyes, and whatever Michigan. What is Michigan's logo?
The
I don't know.
Wolverines.
The Wolverines. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm a Baltimorean. I give no cares about college football.
Hey, you almost beat Ohio State a couple years back,
Yeah.
man. Maryland did. Yeah.
Yeah, Maryland. No.
Yeah.
When we
Almost.
got Tua's brother. What was his name?
Aaliyah,
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aloha.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only reason I'm into college football. You know, the Terps look cool. You know, Ohio State, Bama, LSU. They the only college teams I like. Sorry, Desmond.
Yes. What is the first word of your hashtag? Desperate. I had to pull out the stats, ladies.
Sorry for Jim being a lesser Harbaugh brother. You know, we got the great brother John, Baltimore Ravens. You know, Jim got his.
Got the Titans this weekend, man. It should be pretty fun.
Yeah,
we beat y'all last time, so
and look, here's a funny thing. I watched the game on my phone. I was out to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched the game on my phone. I didn't realize I saw the kick go wide left.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, they lost. And then, you know, old Hound Dog, we call him Hound Dog, Romeo Cornell, called the timeout. I'm like, come on. Then he kicked it, and I didn't know till the next day it bounced off the upright. It just got in. I was like, all right. But it's fine, you know. King Henry, I like the Titans. I'll go back in the day to Oilers.
Yeah.
Oilers and
Warren Moon.
And
absolutely.
What's my man? Was Wade Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
All of them, and Jim Mora.
Mm-hmm.
And the old school Titans, McNair and Eddie George and Derek Mason before he came to the Ravens, but it's cool. I like the Titans.
Kevin Dyson.
Yep. But what's going on, PNP? Yeah. But I will predict my Ravens will defeat the Titans.
Hey man, the Brownies.
They need the prayer list.
Did I?
18 years. It said the Browns have not been in the playoffs since 2002.
18 years, man.
They haven't had a winning record since
now.
Was it 07?
Yeah, it's been it's talk about your drought, man. It's been nearly 2 decades since the Brownies been in the Super Bowl.
And they can't get a break, man. The fumble, the drive,
right? But this year, man, 11-5, man, that's pretty impressive.
Happy for him. I'm happy for him, and
most of that time without OBJ, so that's hey.
Well, actually, they don't need him because
I'm saying it's without him.
Ever since OBJ got hurt, they've been doing well. I mean, I'm happy for him. I don't see him going 11-5 next year.
The Ravens. I don't see that either.
It'll still be the Ravens and the Steelers.
Yeah.
Then when good old man River, Big Ben retire. Told you, AFC, man, it's going to be Patty Cake Mahomes and Lamar the next 10 years.
Right.
It's going to be like Peyton and Brady. It's going to be Patty Cake Mahomes and Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
But
we'll see. It should be pretty fun, man. The Ravens. So, what's your Super Bowl prediction? Who's the matchup? You don't have to say who's going to win because, of course, you want the Ravens to win. But who's
I'm going for it, man. It's either going to be the Ravens against Green Bay or the Saints, or it's going to be the Patty Cake Mahomes and Boris Reed in the AFC against the Packers. So my two AFC, my two AFC going to be the Chiefs and the Ravens, and my two NFC teams going to be the Packers and the Saints.
Okay.
Because Brady and the Bucks going to lead in the divisional Seahawks are good with no defense. I don't even know who the other teams is. I ain't trying to be disrespectful.
Well, Cleveland made the wild card, and then Pittsburgh is Cleveland and Pittsburgh are playing again.
Yeah, the Colts still leads to the Bills. What about the NFC? Who's the third seed? The Packers,
the Raiders, the Packers is in there.
Packers, Saints, Seahawks.
Yeah.
What division? Oh, the football team.
Washington. Washington only won like four games, five games.
Their division is trash.
Yeah. They fired. Unfortunately, they got rid of my boy Dwayne Haskins.
But that's what he did, though. That's on him.
Yeah, it wasn't really good. Oh yeah, so Washington. Oh gosh, I forgot they had a bad record, but still made it. I think they won. Their record is
6-9, I think, something like that.
Yeah, and they're still first in NFC East, I think. That's
because they got in because they won. And Philly,
they beat the Eagles.
Yeah, Philly tanked.
Yeah,
it's the Cowboys. But we'll get feedback. Let's start y'all too. Ohio State and Michigan. History facts. Michigan still overall leads the series 57-43.
Yes,
57 wins, 43 losses, and 6 ties.
Yes, so we're down. Actually, let me see. I remember we were down at like almost 20 games. When Cooper was there, and now we're slowly coming back. My goal is my hope is before I die, I want to see at least tied. Yeah, okay. So right now it's 58-51-6. So we're only 7 games back now.
Yeah, y'all end up run the table and over.
Yes, it used to be like nearly 20 when Cooper was there. And now over the past couple of 20 years, we're only 7 games back now, and that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Only 7 games back after being like 20 games back before. And then Michigan, like for the first 10 years, they stomped us. Like the series started in 1897. We didn't win a game until 1919. So it was 1897 and it skipped 3 years, and then there was a tie in 1900, and they won from 1901 to 1909, and there was a tie in 1910, and they won 3 straight. So we didn't win the first game until 23 years into the series. So they spanked us in the early 1900s. And then the tables turn after the turn of 1919. Yeah, they don't have a winning record against us in the past 100 years. So, all right.
So you talk about Raw. I know the fans like, why we talk about football?
Look, I'd rather talk about football than Raw any other week.
You know what's funny? What actually? I'm doing my You talk about this on my show on Thursday.
7-9 in NFL. 7-9 because they were 6-9 and they beat Philly and they're 7-9.
That's right.
First in the NFC East at 7-9. That's pretty.
Losing record. And up with people real quick. Let's say this: even though the division winners should have a home game, I feel like if you have a losing record, you shouldn't host a home game.
Right. Right. I'm sorry. A neutral site.
Even if it was my Ravens, if we had 7-9 with the division, we need to be on the road. We play better anyway.
Right.
The playoffs. But I say, what actually consists of a legend? You got Legends Week with Legends Day. And if I count it right, WWE announced 23 legends. Gotta do the hot tag.
Hot tag, right?
23 legends.
We gotta go.
Legends. And I'm looking at the legends. Well, half these people are not legends. Alicia Fox.
Yeah, not a legend.
Come on now.
Not a legend.
I'm sorry. y'all can get mad, PNP Nation. I love and miss y'all too. That Phoenix. What? Boogie Man? And look, I'm cool with Marty. That's my boy. And I hung out with him. We didn't share a few communions together. Legend? What? Legends.
Yeah, not a legend.
It's trying to get this list together. Hold up, legend list for Raw. And then my man Carlito wasn't even there. Candice Michelle wasn't there. And you do this post. You do this. And WWE is always great at marketing and promotion. Just promotion. Just Legends Night and and all y'all do is sit on chairs on the stage.
Yes, I think Trevor goes, Paul. Yeah.
Yeah. He's number one.
I think he's number one. Yeah. I agree, man. It's just
y'all just sit on the stage and look. Not to be funny, they should have took all these legends. You could have did a doc on the network. Maybe a round table. Excuse me.
Yeah. Ricky in the chat brought up a decent point. He was talking about they should have had like a Miz TV or a VIP lounge. Like that would have been fine.
Exactly.
If somehow they just have them integrated. Don't just have. Dude, listen. You really had Melina have a segment with the Lucha House Party. I mean, that's how bad it was. You're literally just inserting legends out of nowhere, and I like Melina. I got mad respect for Melina,
great
she's not a legend. Let me real quick tackle a few of these. Just hurry up and tackle these. Ask Dr. Chris questions.
Sure.
See, that's why y'all need to sub so I can get to super chats, because I really can't tackle all these questions. Let's see. Men's and women's Royal Rumble matches. Who do you think makes a surprise return? I know someone who actually slated for a surprise return, but that wouldn't be a surprise now, wouldn't it? But one person is scheduled to be a surprise return. At least I know it's supposed to be a surprise return. So as far as people who I don't know who may come, I mean, who's been the surprise returns lately? Shane Helms, DDP, MVP was last year.
Who's it? But who's left though?
Edge was a surprise return. That was a pretty good.
That was good. This Edge had 2 surprise returns for the Rumble.
Yeah.
Last year and what year was that?
The year he won it. Yeah.
What was it? 20? I don't know.
2008.
2008,
something like that. Wasn't that the Gatton?
Yeah, the Gatton. Which another great surprise return was Cena at the Gatton.
Yeah, at the Gatton.
Remember that was 2007?
Yeah. Let's see. Let me find it. It was the Cena one was the Gatton, right?
Yep.
And then Edge was
it 08, 09?
I thought it was 08, but let me see. Let me find out. 2008. That's Cena was 08. Edge, well, yeah, Cena was 08 at the Gatton.
That's a good point.
Edge.
Chad said, please no Cena.
I hope that doesn't. 2010. It's Edge. Yeah. Let's see real quick. Continuing to have Hulk Hogan on his programming despite all the controversies, especially after his racial comments. It's just I get it, man. Business is business, man. I get it. As much as I'm not a fan of what Hogan said, God has forgiven me several times, and I forgive Hogan. Here's my big thing. If I can't proudly say, I can't say with confidence that Hogan is truly repentant of what he said. I think it was more of I got caught than I am regretful of what I said. But hopefully this has caused him to, really reconsider. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
I look at it like this. We, like you said, bro, we all have had times where the Lord has forgiven us and things we said and did.
Mm-hmm.
And we said we ain't gonna say it no more. We say it again. We ask for repentance again. And it's just like, trust me, and you and I can speak on this because we know we're not gonna say names over the air. You know, all the people we done interviewed in our combined uh, almost 20 years of covering this sport, respectively between our shows.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't heard a lot of things backstage at shows, what have you. So Hogan said what he said. Uh, Me personally, I'm knowing people personally in the business that's worked with Hogan, been in the ring with Hogan, has been in manias with Hogan and in WCWs and all. I personally have never heard anything of him being racist, as opposed to some of his counterparts that are multiple world champions of being racist. So when it comes to being black people,
And you know what we're talking about. Multiple world champions.
multiple. Yeah. But TMI. Not gonna be names. So it's like compared to some of the speaker people, Hogan loves us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he said what he said. He apologized. He paid his dues.
Yeah.
And is there
He's
anybody
friends
else?
with like he's friends with like Ernest Miller. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
Ernest Miller.
guys,
He put him
he's
over.
friends with Ernest Miller. I mean, I'm close with Stevie Ray, Booker T. Even said on his part about him and
Booker T has a lot of
Hogan.
positive things to say about him.
And then even some lesser known wrestlers that are black that was around the time. I know Coco Beware and other people. The late great Brickhouse Brown. You don't know who Brickhouse Brown is? You can Google him. So it's like this. He said what he said. It was in the privacy of his home. What he said wasn't right. He paid his dues. At some point, we got to get over it. I mean, look at some of the things you might have said. Not saying you specifically. You might have said privately. So he's Hogan. He still. He still is the biggest fan in wrestling history.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to say Rocket Austin is up there.
Yeah.
But no,
Hogan's the draw to me, man. If it's not Hogan,
he's the GOAT.
If it wasn't Hogan,
he's the GOAT.
The popularity of wrestling would be non-existent. I don't care what anybody has to say about it. It is what it is. 80s rock and wrestling, MTV. Like, if it wasn't for Hogan, wrestling would be the armories and backyards and bingo halls and like back it's fairgrounds and things like that of yesteryear. Flea markets of yesteryear. That's how wrestling would be, man. Hogan was he transcended he helped transcend the business for sure.
You look at it like this, it's far as the GOAT. And this asks a question. Somebody asked me, how long I've been watching wrestling and my favorite wrestler. I've been watching wrestling since '87. Cool. You and I both our favorite wrestler personally is Sting. He's our personal GOAT. But when it comes to draws, it's Hogan. It's two GOATs. You got Bruno, who was WWF, who carried the whole company for years. And then with the downslide, and then Hogan.
Yep.
And you know how the business is, because I look at it like this. When you look at the overalls and nitros, when you stop seeing the basketball goal in the area, that's just if you're at a place you can clearly see that there's a basketball net.
Yeah.
That lets you know
Yeah,
where the business
yeah.
is. Then when it gets to where you don't even see it at all,
Yeah.
look at the original Raws and original Nitros.
Mhm.
I mean, you got to give Hogan is the GOAT. Yeah, we know Rock. The Rock is the biggest box office draw
Yeah, yeah,
in the history of the business, and
yeah.
in even in acting period, he was
Mhm.
the most.
Yeah, The Rock, I would say the Rock is the most popular name in pro wrestling history for sure.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
as far as outside of the business, it would
Right.
certainly be The
Exactly. It's
Rock.
the Rock.
I would say the three most. I would say the three most influential people when it comes to the popularity of wrestling is Hogan, Austin, and Rock. Hogan, as far as putting, wrestling on the map, as far as outside of, like I said, armories, and flea markets. Austin, in the sense of causing a really boom period in the Monday Night Wars, and then Rock, as far as just the transcended outside box office type of
Yeah.
box office type of resonance and influence. So um let's see what we got here real quick.
Ricky. Shout out to Ricky. Ricky asked that question.
Molly Holly Tatanka, not legends. Let's see
Good
what we
people.
got here. Yeah.
Good people.
Yes,
Tatanka's a big
yeah,
dude,
especially
man.
Molly. Molly's,
Holly is great.
from
Yeah,
what I
she's such
heard,
a good
she's a
person.
super sweetheart. Yeah,
Tatanka is a big dude.
yeah.
To tell you,
Still is
he
in
still is.
decent shape. Yeah,
Him and Brutus, Bruda,
brother Brute Eye.
the man with no name, the
Yeah,
disciple that broke. Well, talk about
the
movie.
Zodiac.
That broke stunner. Yeah, the
Hey, that wasn't too bad, man. That
it was
Apocalypse.
ugly. It was
I thought it was pretty. It was stiff, but it like his stunner looked like it was gonna hurt you.
because he didn't
Like
kick. He had them
Austin,
stiff legs.
yeah, Austin, like he
He
did
had
the
the kick
whole
and the
flow and
bullet.
everything, but he like the disciples stunner the apocalypse. It just seems like he grips you.
Stiff. Yep.
He just boom, like he just.
He did.
Let me see if I can
When he first
find.
did it on Nitro,
Yeah.
he hit Savage with it. You hear Shivani, oh, it's the apocalypse. Like, what the? And Savage neck. Somebody broke his neck. And this was,
Let me see if I can find it.
oh,
I can't
man.
play it. I can't play any.
That broke stunner, man. But like you said, it was so stiff. And it was no setup. This was.
Oh man, let me see.
And nobody recognized it was Brutus, though. Think about it. This is before the internet.
Yeah, it was.
Nobody
it
knew
was,
it was him.
yeah, that's true, man. It was. I was like, man, I didn't even know. Like until I looked at him, like super. Oh yeah, the one that he had, or the one that he has here, that's on Reddit. It doesn't look very good.
It was ugly.
Yeah, this one is ugly.
Scott
Yeah,
Norton with it,
this one's
Savage.
pretty ugly.
Oh man. Ricky, I'll let you know my link. Ew.
That
Was
was
that
very-
Longo?
Yeah,
Lenny
Lane, I think it was. Wasn't it? Oh gosh, yeah, that was a pretty ugly looking. Yeah,
that had to be 98 too. Listen to that big old Nitro logo was bigger than the ring.
who was that? Is that Sick Boy?
That's
No,
Sick
who
Boy.
was that? Is it Sick Boy that you're doing?
Yeah, that's Sick Boy.
It looks like Sick Boy. Yeah.
Yeah. That was ugly.
Oh man, yeah, that one was pretty ugly. There was another one that was not too bad.
The one he hit on Savage was actually cool. I think it was the debut. Who else did he hit with it?
Here's one with Lenny Lane. Yeah, this one don't look too good either. For some reason, the ones that I remember him hitting was it actually it was more of a stunner look to it.
Yeah.
But the ones that I'm seeing, it doesn't look impressive at all. Actually, let me play this one real quick. Lenny Lane.
Irish whip. What a maneuver. Ew.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, that one was.
Lenny Lane.
That one. Yeah, that one didn't look too good. Yeah.
That was. Don't forget don't forget my man, not sure, Zodiac. Yes, no.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty ugly. All right, let me see what else we got here real quick. If I'm on mute, I'll miss the promos. I don't care about no promos on Raw. I'd much rather see the.
And what is it? What I don't know if you, like I said, I apologize if I'm repeating because I don't know what you covered before. But what does it say about the main roster that Goldberg is maining against Drew? You know, we both know Drew, good guy. And
Yeah.
I hit you up earlier. We talked about this early in the day. Goldberg, I did the research earlier while I was at work. So since Goldberg made his return, Goldberg has main evented a WWE pay-per-view 7 times. This will make it the 4th time that he's main evented for Raw. He went against Owens, beat him in like 20 seconds, whatever it was.
Yeah.
He went against Brock twice. The first match, he beat him quick, and then Mania.
Mm-hmm.
That's 3. Then he went against well, this will be his 4th for Raw because he's going against Drew for the Rumble. And then for SmackDown, he made evented twice. He beat The Fiend, and then he lost to Strowman at Mania.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had that match against Taker at Saudi.
Mm-hmm.
So, excuse me, what does it say? You the main roster, like, and I think, I don't know, you and I talked about this off air, or back when I was on the show regularly before I had to take a break, was that is you got all this new talent. WWE hasn't made any new stars, homegrown stars, non-taboo stars that was known from like Impact, TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan, RH. But it's like we talked about this before. You look at all of the champions have this one issue. Who did he have to fight? You got a Jewish champ. I mean, he going against Orton was great, but that'll get old quick.
Right.
Who's going to be his next challenge? You got Reigns, which is the best thing going in the whole business right now, the tribal chief.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could keep throwing Reigns is in the same predicament as I was going to say Moxley was in, is that you can just keep throwing these random people against him like a video game. He beat him. It's like, who's next?
Yeah, but the thing is with what's going on with wrestling now, it's just so much 50-50.
Yeah.
Like there's just nobody who stands out. It's like, Vince and I, we have our Monday show. We were just talking about this last night. We're like,
brother, bro.
It's like we were talking about, like, it's like watching a Rocky movie and Ivan Drago loses before he goes against Rocky. Like it would take so much of the excitement away. It would take so much of the chase if Clubber Lang, before he went against Rocky, lost. You know what I mean? Like it's just really, really bad booking. It's just bad booking.
It's pretty much Rocky 3.
Yeah.
Remember Rocky 3? Rocky lost to Clubber Lang.
He lost first, but at least he was the baby, though. You know what I'm saying? He was the baby face. He was chasing.
And it made sense.
And chased. Yeah.
It made sense for him to lose because he was dealing with all the adversity. He wasn't focused.
Right.
So you came back, which made sense.
Yep.
And now it's like 50-50. And it's like, who do you got to fight? Reigns, their tribal chief is amazing. You keep throwing random people. Ziggler going to make another DLC and going to challenge for the time. It's like Reigns being so high. I think it's with Reigns. He's so over and big.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just throw anybody against him and make it believable. Mm-hmm. Like Owens is Owens. Is it believable that he could beat Reigns?
Mm-hmm.
Do that.
No.
No. So it's like Reigns is at the point. It's like you gotta have somebody like legit. With Drew, even though Drew is he's a force, you can throw a little. You have a little more wiggle room to throw people against him because he's still new as a champ. He doesn't have that long tenure like Reigns has had. So you can have like somebody mentioned like a Sheamus. You can even have an AJ. These people, AJ, Sheamus, or I'm losing names. That could go against and be like, hey, you know what? They actually could be Drew.
Yeah, but it's still they're maybe AJ, but even with Sheamus though, you just still have you haven't built them. They're just
that's
not
the thing,
building
right? If you had Sheamus as when he was the strong heel on SmackDown, when they was like starting to build Big E, yeah, that Sheamus, going against Drew, okay, that's believable. You know, AJ Styles and that big, basically, what's his name, Almas. He just looks like one of the bad guys from Training Day. I told you.
Right.
Watch Training Day. The random black diesel with Terry Crews. Yeah, Alonzo House. That's how he looks. But you don't have too many people for you to face. Orton. We done done that to death.
Do it again. Yeah, that's the.
We done seen it. Edge is at home healing up.
Yep.
And then you bring Goldberg, who keeps wearing these tight old motorcycle jackets. Nigga, you always sweat. You just come out while you sweating. You just got in the ring.
Right, it's cold outside. Why are you sweating? Let me tackle a few of these. A couple minutes. We got a couple minutes left. Let me address just a lightning round of these questions here. As far as Keith Lee been booked, Alonzo, man, I would just there's so much to talk about this. I'll just say this, Alonzo. Your support is so appreciated every week. Go check out the Post Raw show with me and Vince Russo. We talk about that every week, man, on Sportskeeda. So go check that out, my man. It's just too much to even really explain. Ricky's asking if I watch Raw if I didn't get paid for it. Yes, I would, but not live. I would
highlights.
Yeah, especially not next week. During the national championship.
Look, we both do, and we barely get through it.
Oh gosh, I would just fast forward. I got to do segments now, but I would just fast. Usually before I start watching Raw, before I start covering it with, well, first it was Animal, and then now Vince Russo. I mean, I would fast forward through a chunk of Raw. I would catch it probably an hour after. Like I probably start at 9 o'clock my time, sometimes even later. And sometimes I will watch it the next day. I never watch SmackDown live. I mean, and I like SmackDown actually.
Yeah, SmackDown.
I don't ever watch it live because I don't ever watch any wrestling live actually because wrestling. I'm a lifer, man. I'm a wrestling fan forever, but at the same time, it's like there's just so much about wrestling that's just unappealing nowadays that I remember back in the day I used to love watching wrestling live.
We had parties, Nitro parties, Raw parties. Hey, the only thing we watch live is the pay-per-views. If that. Is you and I talk over there, there's times like I'm late, like two hours late.
Yeah.
It be 10 o'clock, like, all right, look, I'm just starting because this is
right. I agree, Paul. Terrible. I wouldn't say squash. I would say a couple hard hits, but nearly a squash.
What? Okay. What is the motivation for Goldberg against Drew?
We broke it on Sportskeeda. Had some sources that was sent, and basically, Vince wants Drew. The backstage does not want Goldberg versus Drew. But Vince wants Goldberg versus Drew to bring Drew into a higher type of echelon. So Drew's going to go over Goldberg, but it's kind of like to make him feel better. Make him hear better.
I'm not going to let Ric Flair Drew my creation. I'm not going to let him.
Me. No, I do not have the same tattoo as a Sandman. My tattoo is it's a sleeve and it's chains and a bunch of crosses. So the crosses have broken the chains from my life. So it goes all the way. All the way, yeah, he has barbed wire. So
Show the
my
bicep,
goes
brother. Show
all
it.
the way up.
Show the bicep.
Yeah,
Show it.
brother.
Show it, brother.
What you gonna do,
Yeah.
brother?
Great,
What's that?
greatest standoff, Hogan and Warrior. What was that? The Rumble 90.
90,
You
yep.
know, from there when it was just
Yep.
Warriors paint flying out.
Right. And that was a nice and it's crazy that, you know, back in the day where you just stare and the crowd would go nuts. Nowadays it's not even like that.
Hogan will stay at a crowd for like 30 minutes.
Praying for you, Dion. You said that you're recovering from COVID, man. So
oh man, yeah, praying for you, brother.
Glad you joined us again, man. I hope you feel better. That feels like this whole segment is trolling you. Yes, as a Michigan fan, absolutely. What's up, Malty? Matter of fact, Malty, I know that you interviewed me a few weeks back. How'd that go, man? Let me give me up there.
I appreciate
it. Yeah, he interviewed me a few weeks ago. It was pretty cool. Tribute to the shoulder Broly Lee. It was cool. I enjoyed it. It was good.
You got to give MJF his credit, man.
Yeah, it was.
I know kayfabe is dead, but MJF does not break character. And he even made little Brody.
And I like that. Eddie Kingston did a really good job not breaking character too. He's like, I love you, Brody, but without Brody, Dark Order sucks. You know, I love it. Eddie Kingston is so underrated to me, man. He needs to change his gear. But other than that, man,
he's a nice singlet. What is that?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Stop that.
Yeah.
That's a Legends of Wrestling singlet. Like when you know what I'm talking about? When you pass your prime.
Yes, I agree. I agree with this, Des. Yes, it was terrible. It definitely was the pop ratings, Paul, for sure.
Did it? No.
And it was a desperate, it's them telling the network, hey, look at all these ratings. We got Hogan and Flair come back and pop the rating. And
let's look at this. Legends, Alicia Fox, no. Beth Phoenix, no. Biggie Show, kinda. Boogeyman, no. Booker T, yes. Candice Michelle, no. Nice lady. My man Carlito, no. Hillbilly Jim, he is. Great guy, by the way.
He wasn't even there, though, was he?
Yeah, he wasn't even there.
Yeah, Candice Michelle wasn't there either. Carlito wasn't there either.
Kurt Angle, legend, both.
Wasn't there.
Hogan, yes. Was there. IRS, no. Ivory, no.
I'll say IRS is a legend, but I would say he's like a B-level legend, though. Like, okay, I would put him in a Hall of Fame just because, you have those mid carders that kind of go.
I give you that. I give you that.
I'll put him in there just because of IRS and then his tag title run with the Wyndham.
Money
Inc. Money. So you have Money Inc. and then you had the
Pan Am Express.
Was it? Yeah, something like that with Wyndham. Yeah.
What about VK Wall Street?
Oh no, not the NWO VK Wall Street.
Jeff Jarrett, yes.
That was horrible.
Jimmy Hart, yes. Jacqueline, yes. Knows what she's done. Angle, yes. Mark Henry, yes. Melina, no. Michael Hayes, yes.
I didn't even see him.
Well, he was in the back with the fanny.
U.S. Express is what they were called.
Michael P. I say. Well, Doc Hendricks, no. Mickey James, yes.
Yes, definitely.
Flair, yeah. Definitely. Slaughter, yes, because Slaughter's one of the biggest draws in the 80s of David Hogan. And Tatanka, no, and Tori Wilson. I'm sorry, you're nice, but no.
Yeah, it was pretty lame. It was pretty lame. All right, so I think we are good for now. Let's see what's oh yeah. Go ahead and plug your show before we go. Evan.
Okay, my show, for those that don't know, the hot take. Under the Mat Radio. Under the Mat Radio. Look at us up on YouTube page. Look us up on Twitter @tech. That is TECH_UTMR.
Nice.
We are live each week. The days switch depending on my work schedule, so we will be going live this Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be live on talkshoe.com. If you can't listen to us live, of course, you will catch the replay. I'll send you the link on TalkShoe. Hit us up on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook or Instagram, the same name as the show. Or as my name is down here, hit me up on Facebook. I'm actually friends with a few people. Mo, Lexi. Any confirmed Lexi and is Marissa? She's still a heel.
I don't
Lexi
know
did
where
a
in the world
thing.
Lexi is nowadays, man.
Lexi went into parts unknown.
See, yes, she's a
Marissa,
part to know. Yes.
yeah, she was
Mo isn't here live, but he still tweets me all the time. So
right.
he's a patron.
Wild Boy.
Too, so.
I did talk to Wild Boy, by the way.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, he sends his love.
Cool. There was a couple of things right before we go that I wanted to address from the comments real quick. I'm trying to figure out what. See this? Yucko's in a documentary.
Oh.
That should be really good. I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah. See, I wanted to see this. I planned this, and it seemed like there was a bit of a tease, but it doesn't seem like Rock's schedule is going to allow that. Hopefully, maybe, because Rock just seems like the only one who just makes sense with Reigns. I wouldn't want Reigns to lose to anybody else. I really.
Yeah, he's too.
There's some go to Sportskeeda as far as their there's some news that we broke today as far as
thanks, Ricky.
Reigns' opponent for WrestleMania. So go check that out. All right, cool. I talked about Brody Lee already. Good stuff, y'all. All right, y'all. Be sure to check that scroll. You see that patreon.com/pancakes and Powerslams. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all the patrons that we have on the show. He is Evan Tech Prout. Like
he gonna reverse.
I am Dr. Chris Featherstone, ladies and gentlemen. And this has been another episode of Pancakes and Powerslams, episode 458 in the books. Until next week, enjoy your week wrestling. God bless. And always remember, I do it for you.
We gotta go.
Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.